what's up guys? A lot of people have been commenting and asking specifically for aerial combat tips for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The demo's out now. The Junon portion is available. You can play as Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, Barret, Red 13. But a lot of people are curious as to how aerial combat works in this game because yes, that was one of my biggest complaints about Final Fantasy VII Remake. They fixed it and it's really good. It's not just Yuffie now that is amazing in the air. Cloud and Tifa can do some really dope things. We're gonna go through each of them, talk about what they can do, and show you guys your best options. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any other updates, because we got all kinds of other tips coming your way, things that I have planned as well. But if you do want to see or know about anything else in the comments below, let me know. Tifa guide is also in the works too, because you know, I got the sauce with her. All right, let's get into the video. Believe it or not, it's not just flying enemies you could fight in the air. You could take grounded enemies, certain ones under certain situations and special conditions as well, from the ground in the air, or you could fight them while they're grounded and still be elevated technically. But I'm gonna show you guys against these flying enemies right here. So for Cloud, his main thing, right, you'll notice he's not going up in the air against them. How you go up in the air against them though is you dodge roll, right? You're gonna dodge roll and hold square. That's it. And then once you're in the air, you can literally just do this all day. Like I am in the air flying right now. We Advent children, boys. We Advent children. The thing is, you don't want to press, you need to be moving in a direction while mashing the dodge button. If you dodge this in place like that, you'll return to the ground. Actually, let me show you right here. See, if I press circle, he goes down straight to the ground. Another very important thing to note too is when you're locked onto the enemy, the camera will automatically follow them if you have that setting turned on in the options. By the way, make sure you guys have it set to combo targeting free. It makes fighting in the game so much easier and less of a nuisance. And under the camera setting, all the way down here, you're gonna want to lock on controls to menu controls and auto camera. Menu controls lets you switch using the D-pad to alternate between targets, and auto camera will automatically move the camera around for you, especially like while you're in the air. It's really good, and it only works and procs while you're locked onto the enemy. So make sure you lock onto the enemy if you have this setting on. But of course, experiment with whatever you want. You guys can totally do that. But the main thing is you want to dodge roll, hold down square, and Cloud will go in the air. And you have to be moving the left stick in a direction to keep on staying in the air. Because if you just press circle, Cloud goes straight down like that without any direction whatsoever. And same thing happens right there from a stable standpoint right there. While you're in the air as Cloud, you can literally just keep on spamming attacks and he will stay in the air. It's a lot more intuitive than Remake was. And while you're dodging as well, he could just launch blade beams at the enemy as well. There's so many different options. And then also the best thing too, he could use different abilities in the air. Braver, you can use from the air. It's the only ability as of right now that if you use it in the air, you can see on the bottom right there. I'm actually kind of blocking it. Hold on. It says right there, if you activate while airborne, you will increase its potency. It will do bigger damage. So we're going to Braver him from the air, and it did 667. And from the ground, it did 550. And in addition to Braver, Cloud could also use Triple Slash while in the air. Triple Slash honestly looks really cool. If you're going against 3 different enemies too, he will literally dash back and forth all around on them. It's so freaking sick. Cloud's new ability, Firebow Blade, will actually take enemies into the air. See, and Cloud as well. So that's also another really good thing to note if you have ATB and you want to take an enemy in the air. Granted, now if you could lift them, right? Some enemies you could lift, like these orcs, Cloud could lift them up and just keep on juggling them. The wolf, Cloud can't do that too. However, if the wolf is pressured, and this goes for a lot of enemies, if enemies are pressured, see now it's not pressured, it's actually not going up. In a pressured state, a lot of the grounded enemies, if they're medium to smaller sizes, will get lifted up with the character that's beating the shit out of them. Some flying enemies, if you dodge their like dash attacks that they're like trying to aim at you, it'll actually pressure them. So like right here. See right there? He gets instantly pressured. Look how crazy Triple Slash is here though. 1, 2, 3. It literally went to all 3 enemies and just looks so cool in the process. And sometimes if enemies are being a little bit spammy, you can just full on keep on dodging until you feel comfortable with attacking them, and then you can do some pretty cool freestyle combos right here. So you can take little enemies up in the air like this. Oh my god, the combo potential is endless in this. Like, Cloud really feels just as good as Yuffie did in the air, and hats off to them for doing that. Now be careful, you can't block in the air. You have to return to a grounded position to be able to block. And remember, best tip, if you plan to be in the air, lock onto the enemy, so this way the camera will turn for you automatically, as long as you have that locked on control setting for auto camera on that I showed you guys. Trust me, that's a really good setting you don't want to not have on for this. It's got to be on. And utilize the camera more. The camera's really, really good in Remake. Sorry, Rebirth. Still getting used to that. Another thing about Cloud's triangle attack while he's in the air, when you use it, he goes directly into Punisher stance. And when you land, you can just full on stay in it and start comboing enemies from it. But remember, to go in the air, you dodge roll in a direction, hold square, and Cloud is in the air. I did not plan to rhyme that. Now let's talk about Tifa. Tifa actually can't go into the air by herself. It's not like Cloud. If you try to dodge roll and go, she just does like a homing attack into the uppercut. And even the uppercut, you can't really like stay into the air because she cancels into her deadly dodge. Sorry, parry strike. Best way to do it is literally by using a teammate and her synergy skill. Actually, Cloud and Red have the same exact one for her. Aerith and Barret have different ones for her too. But this one, you literally use it and Tifa will take the enemies into the air with the help of Cloud, and she can literally do the same exact thing. Stay in the air as long as she wants. Now, if you are in Unbridled Strength, right? If you're in Chi level 1, she has a bunch of different combos. She just keeps on going. It's a little bit crazier. Tifa actually has one with Aerith called Heavenly Ascent. She will literally uppercut them, and same deal. Keep them in the air. It's so good. I love it. So now let me show you guys Chi level 2. If she goes Unbridled Strengths twice, she actually goes into a stronger stance. And in this stance, she can take enemies up and just watch the sauce right here. She literally bounced them. Another cool thing with this too is she can actually use her Unbridled Strength moves in the air. Rise and Fall she can use in the air, and she could also use Omni Strike in the air. This isn't an aerial enemy, but let me pressure it and then we could take him up. So real quick, you can literally juggle him and Omni Strike him from the air. Because he got staggered, he fell down. Let's actually find a flying enemy to showcase that a little bit better. The cool thing about these synergy skills is that it raises the ATB for all characters involved. So Aerith and Tifa both get one when you use it. I don't think you can use Unbridled Strength in the air. The only ability she can't use in the air is Unbridled Strength. Every other ability she can use in the air. She can use Focus Strike, Dive Kick, of course, and Reverse Gale, which is a new move. And I'll show you guys how that works. If you're grounded, Reverse Gale will actually take the enemy up. And Tifa as well. Cost 1 ATB though. If you are in the air, Reverse Gale, the end will launch Tifa down, slamming the enemy down. So Barret and Aerith actually have the same exact one, Heavily Ascent. I didn't even realize that. But Tifa can go into the air with both of them. And it looks really fun. So let me show you guys Reverse Gale. Takes you into the air, right? But if you're already in the air, Reverse Gale deals a lot of damage and will slam down on the enemy. I cannot find an enemy that will live long enough to show you guys this, but trust me, it works. Also, while Tifa's in the air, her triangle attack will slam down just like Cloud's. It's pretty badass and deals a lot of damage on the enemies. Since these enemies are a little bit chunkier, we could actually showcase it a little bit more. All right, let's go up in the air and use both of these against it. Boom! Oh my god, it's very strong. And also, while Tifa's in the air, she can use Focus Strike and pressure the hell out of enemies while doing so. Boom! If you're Cloud or Tifa, fighting on the ground is completely optional in Rebirth. It's so satisfying just attacking enemies from the air, from the ground, whichever. Okay, cool. Her whirling uppercut while in the air also does increase stagger percentage by 5. You see that? That's really good to know. Other than Cloud and Tifa, the only other character that can fight in the air melee style is Yuffie. We don't have Yuffie available right now, unfortunately, But once we get her, we'll of course be adding her into the fold. But you guys should be well aware of Yuffie's kit from Intermission. It's really good and super easy to use. Literally just press triangle and she goes into the air. In Vengeance mode, Red actually gets a little bit more range, so if enemies are in the air, he can totally reach them. Either with Siphon Fang or other moves too. Like it just, in general, it just, all his moves reach a lot further. He jumps a lot higher. Look at that, that's crazy. And of course, guys, you can totally do this against Bottom as well. And it's pretty easy to dodge most of his attacks too. He telegraphs it most of the time. We'll just mess around and do a bunch of random shit with Cloud. And you grab one of the other ones. And pressure. Boom. And of course, with Tifa, you could totally go up there. Pressure. Seriously, it's just too damn fun. Oops. I thought I had more than one bar. Like, you don't want to utilize Red for aerial combat because it's not gonna be an easy time to do that, right? You're gonna want to use Tifa and Cloud. And also Aerith and Barret are obviously the ranged specialist characters. Oh, look at that. Tifa was able to regain Focus Strike in the air off of that. So beautiful. You can really crank out some serious damage in this demo already. Of course, it is normal mode. Dynamic is going to be a little bit better in regards to overall damage. And that is how you do aerial combat in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I hope that helped you guys out a lot. I've been getting a lot of comments that people just aren't able to fight in the air, and it's a little frustrating. I know for Red, it can be. There's not much Red can really do. He doesn't have aerial mobility like that. The most he can do is extend his range with Vengeance Gauge and hit the enemy in moments where it really is useful. And I'm going to see this a lot in the comments. A lot of people are probably going to be saying, why doesn't the game teach you this stuff from the jump? Believe it or not, it does. I, just like all of you guys, don't like to read these tutorials. It actually says right here, square to attack with Cloud's sword. Holding down the button will allow you to follow up with a sweeping slash. The second paragraph says, press the button after dodging to launch a ranged attack, or hold the button down to unleash an aerial combo. These things are actually very useful, guys. Feel free to check them out. They might give you more insight to things that you are missing and might not understand why they're working the way that they are. And both Cloud and Tifa have about 3 moves in the demo that they can utilize in the air. For Tifa, it is Focus Strike, Reverse Gale, and Dive Kick. Reverse Gale for Tifa, if used on the ground, can take the enemies into the air. And if used in the air, it'll take the enemies down to the ground. And for Cloud, his 3 moves are Triple Slash, Braver, and Firebolt Blade. And similar to Reverse Gale, his Firebolt Blade, if on the ground, will take enemies into the air. However, if you use it in the air, it will not take enemies back down to the ground. It'll keep them in the air, which is pretty cool. If you guys found this helpful, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new. More Final Fantasy VII videos are on the way, and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.